As I placed the last bag of my wife's clothes on top of the large pile that occupied my mother-in-law's living room, I thought once again that traveling with newborns is not easy. My father-in-law, Michael, turned to me with a smile. "It's unfortunate that you had to go to work so soon after little Gregory was born, but Marie and I are glad they're here." I smiled back at him briefly as my wife cautiously entered the room. Only 3 days have passed since the cesarean section. Lexi looked tired, but beautiful. The pale smile with which she turned towards me made me realize how much this small movement had sapped her strength. She gratefully allowed her mother to help her into the easy chair I had carried just a few minutes earlier, and her contented sigh let me know that she planned to spend a lot of time there during my absence. I took in the scene in front of me, my wife and newborn, surrounded by a loving family. "Michael," I said somewhat loudly, raising 3 pairs of curious eyes to meet mine. "Do you remember what you said at our wedding when the priest asked, 'Who is giving this woman in marriage?'" Michael's eyes lit up for a moment at the pleasant memory as he replied with a smile on his good-natured face. "Of course. I remember, Jared. It was one of the proudest moments of my life." I said, "We're with her mother." Marie and Lexi looked at Michael with matching smiles as they joined him in this happy memory. I let the moment linger a little before I said outright, "Well, I would like to return it." All 3 smiles wavered for a moment before Michael and Marie burst into laughter. The complete lack of emotion in my speech and my continued silence slowly stopped their fun. "What are you talking about, Jared?" Michael asked, his face showing more curiosity than concern. Instead of answering, I simply pulled my iPhone out of my pocket and pressed play. Michael's eyes widened when he heard his own voice coming from the small speaker. "Mrs. Frizzell said she saw you having dinner with Aaron Stander yesterday." Lexi's voice was heard clearly. "It was just dinner, Dad. You've been married for less than a month, and you're dating a guy who almost ruined your life." "You are crazy." "It was just dinner," Lexi interrupted firmly. "Aaron just wanted a chance to say goodbye properly, and with all this wedding craziness, we couldn't get together sooner." "You better be careful," Michael's voice warned, "if Jared found out." Lexi cut him off. "Jared won't find out, and I don't plan on ever seeing Aaron again, so you can relax." I put the phone back in my pocket as the recording ended. "You're not going to leave my daughter because of one date that happened almost 10 months ago?" Michael asked incredulously. His wife and daughter seemed equally shocked as they sat behind him. "No," I answered quietly. "Only a crazy person would leave his wife because of one date with her ex-lover." I tried to put the emphasis on ex as I slowly turned my gaze to the small crib containing the newborn baby. 2 pairs of eyes slowly followed mine, widening in growing horror as the realization of what I was saying finally dawned. As for my future ex-wife, she covered her face with her hands, quiet sobs shaking her entire body, when the real reason for the sudden move to her parents dawned on her. I took in the scene once more, finally allowing the sadness I had been holding in to wash over me. All my hopes and dreams were over before they even began. I turned to the door. "The rest of her things will arrive with movers later today. Please understand that, as far as I am concerned, our relationship and marriage are not valid. I have no desire to ever speak to your prostitute daughter again, and I would appreciate it if you could convince her to simply sign the divorce papers when they arrive." And with these words, I walked out the door to start all over again. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one. If you're under 18, don't even think about listening to the next one.